Hello and welcome to the first ever Brooklyn Farms Open, sponsored by Cerro Sands.
First ever tournament in Belize.
That's right.
Wow. So we're gonna be doing our best here. It's our first ever tournament, so we decided to document it. We've never commentated, we've never edited, but we're trying to do it just to have it on video. So we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna try to create a little bit of disc golf content. Not really knowing how well it will be, but we'll have fun with it. It's pretty much all our first time playing because we're all pretty new to the sport. I've only played since last year. There you can see my PDGA number. I'm from Spanish Lookout, Belize here. Then up next we have Chris Leonard from Corozal, Belize. He's originally from California. He's the director of this tournament. Without him, we wouldn't have been able to play here. So big shout out to him. Next we have Graham Walker. Tell by his PDGA number, he's one of the first guys to sign up actually for the PDGA, right under the 6,000 mark. He mainly throws Innova. Great guy, loves the sport, and he's a fun guy to be around. And then my brother Jeff, also from Spanish Lookout, Belize. Almost the same PDGA number than me. He mainly throws Innova, and he's also been playing about since last year. I think we pretty much picked up the sport in like December of last year is when we actually made this course. And yeah, since then we've been playing. We've loved the sport, and this is our first tournament. So we are trying to document this, and we'll see how it looks to have us recorded and how us amateurs play.
Let's get into the action. Hole 1, par 3, 318 feet. Not much to it. OB between the barn and the shed there. This tree, you definitely want to stay right at that tree. It catches a lot of discs that are just too straight.
Shout out to Cerro Sands for sponsoring this one.
Pretty easy hole, except for that shed back there. Does get in your way if you throw it too far. We'll see what Randy does here. First shot of the day.
It's me. It's not Randy. I'm right here, dude. Wake up.
Firebird. Let's see what happens. Great line. I don't know.
As nervous as I was okay with it.
It's not too bad. Definitely not OB. Just got to look at birdie, so you got to be happy with that.
Yeah. I thought it was closer. I went up there and I thought it was at the edge of the circle.
Chris, forehand. And yep, that's the tree we're talking about.
The forehand play will do that easily because you don't really have a straight line with the forehand there. You got to go super low.
Definitely have to throw it lower. Graham turning it over.
Or the backhand line too, I guess. It happens.
Also hits the tree.
It's better than going over the shed though. We've done that a lot.
Yeah. Jeff, a local, played much more at this course. Throws it much lower.
Show us all how it's done. It's simple. That's how you do it.
Simple hole, 318 feet. And yeah, we've played this course multiple times, so you'll definitely see some of the lines are different on some of the different players. Definitely more experience in the course. That definitely helps. Playing a lot more practice rounds. Graham's upshot settles nicely. Should make that in for par. Laughing at something Chris said, probably.
I've been playing this game
That's
for
a
long.
perfect layup. Randy here for a look at birdie.
Caught a look, dude. I can need. Oh.
Oh,
whoops.
Inside the circle. Tough to see, but it happens to everyone. Jeff for his birdie. Makes it.
First birdie of the tournament. Graham trying to clean up his par. Shh, don't disturb him. Shh.
And flutters it in there. Interesting style of putt, but as long as that's going to work for you, that's really all you need. Confidence you're going to make it in the basket. Chris tapping out his par. 1 under for the card.
It's not bad. Not bad for a first hole.
Not too bad for the first hole.
Want me to do it? Hole 2, sponsored by Blackbeard's Bar and Restaurant in Corozal, Belize. The hole is pretty simple, 535 feet. You have OB on the left. To the right, there's no danger, so you just want to put out a drive about as far as you can. Hope for the best. There's a creek about 25 feet behind the basket, but other than that, it's very doable. Should be able to pick up a birdie if you execute it perfectly. Or an eagle, if you get lucky.
An eagle, if you get lucky.
Jeff putting up a little bit high. There's that OB that is very dangerous when you put it up high like that.
And settle somehow. Wow. Somehow
No
managed
skip.
to settle before the OB. That's a good break. I'm sure he'll be wanting to take advantage of that as soon as he does see it.
I'm using my destroyer that I just recently bought. Trying to make the most of it.
Hoping to go lower. That's more the line you're looking for.
A little bit of Anheuser. Always
A little bit
helps.
of Anheuser. Much less nose up.
Nice big skip.
Carry a lot
Wow.
more distance. That's
That probably was my best drive ever on that hole. So it
Wow.
was good to get it in a tournament.
It's outside this, just outside the circle. That is an
Makeable.
impressive shot. See what Chris does. He's got it straight, just never turned over, which is going to get you much less distance. And a big skip into that OB. You won't be too happy with that.
Graham showing us how to do the proper pre-shot routine.
Very experienced player. Played for many years. An old school style, as you can see. He's going to try to turn this. No.
Is he gonna go OB? And nope, short, so he's good. No
Surely
OB for
OB.
him.
It's a pretty good angle on the left side of the fairway, actually, to get into the green, because it just sets up an easy hyzer. You want to get it nice and high. That
Turns it
looks-
over a little bit.
Looks decent, but it's a little wide. He definitely wanted that further inside, I'd imagine, but
Nonetheless, he still has kind of a putt at it. A little bit outside the circle, some trees.
let's see what Jeff is able to do here.
Representing the country really well.
That's right.
A little bit of a hyzer.
It's a good looking shot. Coming a little hot.
Edge of circle most likely. Hard to see where it landed, but I'm guessing it's edge of circle. Chris marking off his lie. Try and get an upshot and save his par.
We met Chris just recently. Hasn't been that long.
Yeah, pretty much as we met, he was talking about doing this tournament. I think he moved like last year or something. He has his own course actually in Corozal. One of the only 3 courses that we have here in the country. So, yeah, he has an amazing course out there on the beach as well.
Did a lot for this tournament. Set up a lot of the sponsors that we have here. Or
Well, he did everything.
all of
really,
them, I
but
guess.
yeah.
So yeah, big shout out to Chris for
We're trying-
sponsoring this once again.
Graham, is he going to run this or is he going to lay it up? It's a hard one. Oh,
Oh, it was definitely a run.
gives it a good series spin.
Should be able to make that par. Randy,
Oh my
actually,
goodness, first ever look at Eagle.
an
What
unbelievable drive results in this. Look at Eagle. Let's see if he can make this.
happened? Flutters. Oh!
Heart
Actually
of
went
the
in.
chains. Wow. You must have been
First
happy to make
ever Eagle.
that.
Yeah, first ever. Oh gosh.
In tournament. Great result.
Just a little low.
That'll happen. First few putts of the tournament's easy not to commit.
Jeff putting for his birdie. Edge of circle. Dead center.
Drills it. Solid putt.
Chris getting his bogey. Happy about it, apparently. Not sure, but it looks like it.
And a tap out for par.
And we're off to the next hole. Go ahead.
Moving on to hole 3, par 3, 326 feet. I'd say it plays a little longer because of the uphill. The basket is quite a ways uphill, and it's almost a blind shot. I guess you can see the basket, but
Has to be mainly hyzer too. That's why it feels a little longer.
exactly.
It has to be straight up hyzer.
It's got to be hyzer all the way to the basket because your disc does have to travel very far left. So we'll see what these guys are throwing and how close they can get to this. This is, what are you throwing? A destroyer?
I'm guessing just a destroyer. Yeah.
Overstable destroyer. Give it a good hyzer rip and see what happens.
It's got the height.
It's perfect. The height will give it the travel, and almost threw it in. Parks it on the
I wish.
basket. Great shot. That's a great shot. It's definitely what you want to see in tournament. Similar line.
Catching that one little limb. That will knock his disc down pretty much close to the creek. Should be safe though. Graham putting it to the middle, putting himself in a good spot to pick up his par.
Great safe shot. If you don't
You-
have the hyzer
you-
power to get there, you want to at least park it in the fairway.
You can easily fade out and go into the creek, so
hmm
it's good to play it safe.
Great shots by Chris and Graham there. We'll be looking for their pars, and Jeff in a bit of a tough spot here. Those limbs will definitely get you further left than you want. Let's see if you can. Not
Doesn't
high enough.
really get the skip.
Not high enough, but you might even have a look for his par there.
Let's see if Graham. He gives it such a floaty upshot bit. It usually looks like it's about to go in when you're behind him. So he's got a he just parks right by the pool. It's a very consistent upshot that he always does. It's fun to see. It's very consistent.
That's what you'll see.
Doesn't have the power like some of us other guys do, but his consistency is there. So Chris laying up for his par. Jeff trying to save his par.
This hole is played pretty good by the card, except for that little leaf that I guess Jeff had to clip, but
that would have been a nice save.
Would have been a nice par save, but still decently played. We'll have 1 birdie, 2 pars, and a bogey, and we'll be moving on to hole 4
Can
shortly.
I make this? Let's see. Taking my time. Birdie.
It is good though to take time in your shots, even though
take nothing for granted, they say.
Taps it in. Graham. Really professional about the rules.
Hole 4, par 3, short little 227 footer. Over the creek you have a few trees to try to avoid. Pretty much just a normal mid-range or driver shot.
That's
that fades to the left. Yeah, that's what I look like. Oh my gosh.
Sponsored by Target Plus, which is the name of the golf course that this golf course that we're playing on.
This is actually a nine basket course, 18 tee pads. It's like on a 15-acre piece of land. We did what we could with the small amount of room that we had. So, yeah, we try to make the most of it.
Good looking shot. This hole you're just trying to get over the creek. Mostly, if you get further than that, the disc will usually, once you make the gap, it should carry into place for birdie, and that's
Don't
just
jinx Graham.
That's just too
a
low.
little short. It was almost perfect.
It seems so easy until you really step up to it. It's not a small gap, but it's easy to mess up. Chris throwing it much higher.
He's taking the creek
Much
out
higher.
of consideration, and he's parked.
He's parked. As long as you don't hit those trees, you definitely have a good chance of parking it. And this is
Early release.
Unfortunate.
Safe though.
Unfortunate. It's one of the 2 holes that's been aced on this course. One of those aces by
who?
yours truly.
Hey,
Randy
okay.
Jeff once again straddling for the forehand. Probably not too happy about that, but makes the correction from the first one. Throws it much better.
Me and Brandon actually have both aced it somehow. So
That's
mine
right,
mine was a skip. Yours was off the tree, I believe.
Off the tree ace.
There has never been a clean ace yet on that hole, but we've made it happen.
Graham securing his par.
Clean upshot.
So consistent. He's not throwing long. He's not throwing far. He's not throwing crazy shots, but he's
getting the job done.
He's getting the job done. That's what you like to see.
Big wide stance, trying to get around that one tree guarding the basket. I touched it.
Great bit, but not quite enough travel, but tapping your par. And the rest of these guys also most likely be making their putts for par. Great putt by Jeff.
Graham, let's see if he can make this. Oh, he does.
Chris. How was Chris?
What did I say?
You said Graham.
I said Graham.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
Graham.
both parked.
They both
parked.
They both made their birdie. Their birdies. They made their birdies. I mean par.
Do we carry on? Do we cut it out? We don't cut it out. We carry on. The Witherspoon family from California are the whole 5 sponsors. This is a par 3, 342 feet, super difficult. You can get to the edge of these trees here, but to actually get it in there is pretty much luck. So to get a birdie feels really good.
One of the hardest holes on the course for sure.
Probably, yeah. For us amateurs, but yeah.
Usually we'd play this as a par 4 just because of the difficulty, not the distance, the difficulty to get into the trees for a look.
Yeah. For a regular layout, we have it as a par 4, but for the tournament.
For tournament, we're playing it for obvious reasons as a par 3 because it only plays
pretend to be professional.
342 feet. It was a pretty wet day out here. Chris is definitely feeling that. And that could definitely be a result of a wet disc.
Let's put it on that. We should put it on that for sure. Me always trying to make sure that I won't slip. Trying to get a good spot.
Definitely don't want to throw out an E at your age. Pushing 30. Still got the power. Might even get all the way up to the basket with that. That's a good roller angle. Even into the up the tree. Up the tree it goes.
It hit one tree, yeah.
You might even have a look.
Would have put me close maybe, but
Jeff, a predominant forehand player, usually gets right up to the edge and even inside with a beautiful throw. Flips it up slightly to straight.
it's probably in there.
Finishes
Probably edge
right,
of circle as well.
right into the edge of that bush. Graham once again is probably just trying to drive straight down the fairway. Actually, he opts to go roller, but it's too high. It fades out. And
Still a roller, but it's a cut roller. That's
still
the
a
problem.
roller.
Cut
Still a
roller.
decent result.
Yep.
He'll still be out after that slightly errant shot. He's gonna have to keep this low under the tree line. Let's see what he can do.
Does keep it low under the tree line.
Too low. Just too low. Chris here deciding which tree
tough.
he wants to hit.
It's tough commentating sometimes because you joke with these guys in real life, and then you're supposed to commentate.
And then they do stuff like that.
Yeah, but anyway,
Not a bad
we'll
shot.
move on.
He got through the gap.
He'll
That's
have a
really all
par
you're looking
putt.
for. You're looking to get through the gap, and as soon as you through that gap, you're usually within 20 feet. So, Graham also hitting one of the gaps. You might have a look from there, might not. Jeff is actually looking for his birdie here. It's a great looking shot. Gives it a bid.
We didn't really catch the end of that, but I'm guessing that ended
Maybe
up
not
low.
like that.
Graham laying up.
Laying up, I imagine. Tough look out here in the jungle. Trying to give it a floaty bid. It's a good try,
Here,
but didn't
here
quite
I
get
am
there.
trying to get my birdie, which would be amazing. Actually, quite a bit inside the circle. And I'm glad the cameras didn't catch that because that floated about 3 feet over the basket. I was telling myself not to miss low.
Don't miss
And
low.
I didn't miss low.
That's what
So
the
now
pros
we're
tell
on the
you,
other
don't miss
side.
low.
We're on the other side of this little peninsula.
And you missed low.
And I missed low. And yeah, so hopefully we find the middle next time. Graham getting a double bogey. Me getting my bogey. Chris clapping.
Enjoying.
He's happy to
enjoying all
see
these
those
numbers.
bogeys getting picked up. Jeff in for par. Is that the only par from us?
That might be the only
Wait, what
par.
Yeah, that's the only par
The
here.
only par, and
Oh
that
gosh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
not good at all. But anyway, moving on. Hole 6, sponsored by the Royal Beachfront Resort in Corozal, Belize. Thank you so much, you guys, sponsoring disc golf out here so that we can have a good time and bring this coverage to you guys. 206 feet, pretty straightforward. It's a low shot, tunnel shot. A lot of trees to be missed. All you can do is throw a good shot and hope for the best. We'll see what Jeff throws here.
Poke and hope.
Poke. I was gonna say it.
No.
Poke and hope.
Oh gosh.
Good looking shot. I believe that was an eagle. Throws it down the middle. Gets a good result. Backhand.
Chris
forehand.
Leonard going full confidence.
Turns it
Splits the
over.
trees. He's within 15 feet or so.
That's a great
Perfect
shot.
shot.
That's definitely a great shot. You got to be really happy with a result like that, and you're.
Just taking a straight putter.
I'd imagine you're looking for the ace here,
Always.
Always.
Obviously, and
and that's not. Oh! You could have even kicked
I missed that terribly.
in. Early release.
Do we say you have to go low on this hole? Because it is very important.
Very important.
It's easy to do that. I've done that a lot of times. Pretty much everyone that's played this hole has.
You're trying to get the
It's-
nose down, but you definitely don't want to throw it into the dirt. So it's definitely a tricky angle, and all the trees, yeah, they definitely make this
Slower
hole
than-
play harder as soon as you start hitting trees. It's pretty straightforward if you park it, but and another tree. The problems we have out here in Belize, and all wooded courses, I guess. Jeff,
It feels different out here. It feels thicker, but well, this course is not that wooded, but the parts that are feels pretty thick.
Jeff,
Nailing his birdie. Full
what a great
confidence.
putt! What a great putt! Jeff is playing really well so far. I'm sure he's glad with the results he's had on most holes so
Not
far.
bad. Me off a great kick, trying to save my birdie. Actually, not save it. I was fortunate, but yeah, I nailed my birdie.
Nail it in there. Great to see you guys laughing, having a good time
It was.
while playing. That's really. Oh no! Just missed that
hurts.
off right. Such a great drive.
Here we have hole 7, sponsored by Cheeky of Team D&D from Costa Mesa, California. It's a par 4, 563 feet. To your right, you'll see some thick brush. That is OB. This other thick brush here is not OB. So, yeah, you want to try to just. The basket is on a mound, so you want to get anything close to the bottom of that, and it's gettable. Jeff will put it up really high.
Turns
Can he
it
miss
over.
the OB? And I'm not sure. Did that go out of bounds? I guess we'll find out soon.
It's right on the edge, and this whole plays 563 feet. I mean, it says 563 feet, but it obviously, since it's uphill, it plays a lot harder. These guys are throwing as hard as they can, hoping for the best result. And what a great looking shot by you there. That's definitely in a really good spot to get your birdie. And Chris throwing a lot of forehand on this course. Let's see how far. A good flex. Great result. That's a really good spot to be for your upshot. Good turnover line. Should also get him somewhere up at the top of the hill.
Over the OB.
That should land safe, but still, I'd imagine a little shorter than he'd hoped, but should still have a look at par. Great looking forehand.
Couldn't tell if Jeff was OB there, but we'll be able to tell soon by the score that he gets. There's Chris Leonard. Forehand upshot.
And
perfectly.
what? He's played this hole so well. Forehand, right up to the basket. 5 feet away. That's a great way to get a birdie.
I'm taking my straight buzz.
And a straight buzz
Good job
it
by
is.
the film guy in the back. Zoom in.
Great shot. Should be a birdie for you as well.
Graham his third shot.
And
Finds that one tree that can eat up your disc really quick.
and catch it and throw it right down the hill. And once you're down the hill, it's a long way down. You can't quite see how far it is, but it's hard to even putt it in from there, even though it is inside the circle. Good birdie from Chris. You should be able to tap this in for your birdie.
I hope so.
I mean,
it's still
not
10,
a tap
15 feet, dude.
It's not a tap, and I shouldn't say tap, and
don't jinx
it's still a decent putt, and
It works.
pretty calm today. But this hole exactly has been able to take some pretty big numbers. As soon as you get those rollaways, you miss your putt, a little bit of headwind. These
Jeff
guys
did get a birdie.
making it look easy. Jeff also with the birdie.
So that means he was safe and not OB.
3 birdies on the card, which is quite impressive for that hole. Moving on, hole 8. I would say easiest hole on the course. 229 feet, par 3, straight in front of you. Sponsored by Saros Smaya Disc Golf. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors once again.
Watch out, guys.
See what Jeff does here. Should be a pretty straightforward putter, mid-range shot. Hang it out wide a little bit. Let it come in. Maybe even see an ace run or two. Perfect result.
Good job.
Perfect result. Stress-free birdie. You're going with
I'm taking a zone.
zone. Taking every bit of your 30 seconds
Well, on a drive. I mean, come on.
with a good result.
There we
And
go.
that's why you take your 30 seconds. And that is,
Chris.
what did you say that was?
I think it was an orange recluse or something he said. A recluse or something. Probably not saying that correctly, but something like it. I think it's
Also-
I think it's a mid-range.
Excellent shot so far.
Here, Graham is throwing an orange disc. He's throwing
It's
an orange
orange.
disc. We don't have the names for all the discs that they're throwing, but it's an orange disc.
It's orange.
He's wearing a green cap.
He's getting heckled by some of his fans there, I guess. We'll see what he can do.
And that's annoying.
A little
When
sawed off.
someone messes with you, the shot does that.
Maybe he got a little razzed. I don't know. Maybe he messed up. High over the top. He didn't miss low.
Did miss low.
He didn't miss low.
I have to do my spitting routine, as always.
Great putting routine by Randy
Here
here.
we go.
Should drill this.
At this point. Oh, yeah.
And all these baskets were
Yeah.
designed by. I guess-
Or few of us from around here.
Oh, that's not what you want to see. That was really close.
Hole 9 is sponsored by Drive Disc Golf Company from San Diego, California. It's a hole 9, par 3, 253 feet. Simple hyzer play. It's a little uphill, so it plays a little longer, but it's a pretty simple shot. Also, one of the easier holes. But as Brandon was saying, these baskets, we didn't buy them. We just took measurements online, and we welded them together, and it came out surprisingly well. So that's what we're using for this tournament.
Yeah, it kind of came about after we started getting interested in disc golf. We played at the only other course then in Belize, and we got interested, and eventually we figured we might as well set up our own disc golf course. And
There's
I guess you guys looked it up online, and we took measurements, and took us a few Saturdays and welded them up.
Chris shooting it a little straight.
A little straighter than you'd like. You definitely want it higher since it plays uphill. You definitely want it higher and more hyzer, but safe spot, not OB or anything, not obstructed.
This is actually a pretty good straight line, but that coconut tree will catch a lot of this.
For sure. It's right in your line to the basket, so we'll see if he can maybe even throw it in.
Hey, let's hope so. Never know. Good floaty bid, but
Lays it
marks
up.
it for his par.
I think he'll be okay. Having not played at this course too many times, he'll be okay with his front nine result.
Chris giving it a run.
Definitely a run. Chain high, just a little off left.
Jeff trying to split the trees, I believe. I think that's where his stance is.
And
where
that's
he
a
has
tough gap to hit. I've been there, and yeah,
almost did it. He got through.
you get through, but that's
It's tough.
it's
yeah.
it's hard from back there for sure. Chris should
Oh, that is
Missed
a rare
that.
miss.
uncharacteristic, to be honest. That's pretty close. He should make those. He's
Usually
most likely
does.
disappointed. Taps in for his bogey, unfortunately, but still decent. And
Jeff topping out his par.
you
Me.
also ended up
Tapping out my birdie.
all the way in front of the trees, actually. Great shots by the group. Decent result. And
Graham finishing his par.
with that tap in, that'll
Wrap up front nine.
wrap up our front nine.
I don't think
And-
we have actual scorecards, so what you see here are the scores for now. And we will see you in the back nine. Did that record?